Tim, tell me about the state of your shirt yesterday or 2 days ago.
It wasn't good. So we started off with about 93 degree heat, no wind, just straight heat that turned into 95, 96. And I looked down at my shirt and I had a salt ring that just went right here, which told me hydration was a little behind the ball there. So it was not good. Not good in the Sayles household when we got home that night.
And with that, welcome back. Welcome back to Stories from the River. This is your host, Charlie Malouf. And we are here on location in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the opening of our 33rd Ashley store. We're here with Tim Sayles, our Director of Facilities and Construction. Welcome back to the podcast, Tim.
Thanks, Charlie.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
Last time we were together, Tim, we had you on the podcast with Stephen Knopp, talking about our partnership with Corporate Chaplains of America. So I guess this is your second time on the pod?
Second timer.
Okay, now, but it's not your second time to open a new store, is it?
No, sir.
This is construction project what for you?
The completed project, this will be number 25 for me.
Number 25. Now, they're not all new stores, correct? So how many of them have been remodeled, renovated stores, and how many have been new stores?
This is the 16th new store since I joined Broad River, so the rest are all renovations that we've done across the board.
And when did you join? How long have you been with
I joined in May of 2018.
Time flies, man.
I know.
Over 6 years?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Okay, so we're trying something a little bit differently. If you hear Tyler on the VO, he says behind the scenes at Broad River Retail. So we've got these new wireless mics. They're supposed to be good. So I don't know how I feel with it clipped next to my neck, but behind the camera there, they say that they can hear us okay. So Tim, you've worked on 25 construction projects. Mm-hmm. We're here, we wanted to go behind the scenes for a store opening. This is in Rock Hill. So let's get the lay of the land.
Okay.
We started receiving trucks when?
Sunday.
And today is?
Today is Wednesday.
So we're on our 4th day of store. I mean, the store looks like it's fairly set. It's coming together. You tell me how many trucks you received and from whom starting on Sunday.
So on Sunday that we had a smaller team here to receive some trucks, and we had 3 trucks. I think we had a Temper truck that came in, and then we had 2 Ashley trucks. That's my understanding.
And then on Monday, how many trucks?
Monday we had 3 additional trucks that came in. One was sleep, and again, one was accessories, I think, and then another Ashley truck.
Okay, and then on Tuesday?
Tuesday we had 2 trucks, I believe, yesterday. So we were, but today we have none. Tomorrow we'll have 1 more.
And when we say trucks, we're really talking about 53-foot trailers.
Yeah, tractor trailers.
And this store is how large?
35,560 square feet.
And what was this before? Where in Rock Hill are we?
So we are in the Galleria Mall, and this mall used to have a Sears here for a long time. And so the landlord decided to subdivide it. So now the old Sears is broken up into 3 separate blocks. So we have a tenant on one side and a tenant behind us. The mall is over to our left.
Yeah, I think I saw a Spirit Halloween trying to open up.
There is a Spirit Halloween right behind us.
Maybe a temporary location.
Temporary location, for sure.
But now this was part of the mall, but are we allowing access into the mall?
No, we decided right now that we were going to block off the mall entrance just to make sure that we were funneling the guests all through the main entryway on that. Makes it easier for us logistically on many ways not to have multiple entrances on that. So we've, for now at least, closed it off. Yeah,
so we like to control the traffic coming in one direction if we can.
Correct.
So it's coming in through the front door. You mentioned logistically, we really like this location for a number of reasons. We've for many years looked for a location in South Charlotte. Sure. We say Rock Hill, South Carolina, but this is the greater Charlotte area. Right. We're headquartered across the border in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And so this is really 10 miles south from our corporate campus and our primary distribution center. We'll cannibalize a few of our stores. I think, Pineville, some of our Pineville customers are in Rock Hill, maybe even some of South Boulevard customers at the outlet, and maybe even some in Gastonia. Rock Hill is growing like crazy. It's growing tremendously, and so we found this great location. So 35,500 or so square feet. And then, so is this going to be what level store will this be?
I would think this is going to be an A store for us. This Dave Lyle Blvd is expanding. The sprawl that's coming out here is going to be pretty legit over the next few years, and it's only going to get better. And the revitalization is seen up and down both sides of this road for us here.
It's interesting. So many of our corporate executives and memory makers live in Rock Hill or the surrounding area, which is a testament to, it's how livable, how affordable, how much house and land you can get in this area. It's a really a great place to live. But really, this is the new 7.0 Ashley store concept for us. So, once the lease is signed, it was signed in 2023, in the fall of 2023, I think October, November. So then we go to Ashley's design team to design the store, then our architects. When do you kind of come into play, Tim, with your work?
Well, this was a more challenging project than most in that the landlord had certain responsibilities to turn the box over to us. So I had to be brought in right at the point of when you guys were finishing signing the lease, because we had to get a good understanding of what we were going to have to work with to send Ashley, the design team, for them to work with, and then our architects come in. So really, from the construction standpoint for us, it was really May, June, July that were the go months for us, and then a couple of weeks into August.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. We didn't take the total available space.
That's correct.
So he had to cut off the back part of it so that we could only take what we needed, right?
That's right.
If you take more than you need, you might get indigestion. So we did not want indigestion, did we?
No, we don't.
No, so we wanted to get the right size store, the right size rent. And we had a wonderful landlord that we've been working with, the Warren Norman Company. But they had some work, and so we introduced them to our preferred general contractors here in the Charlotte market, right?
That's correct. And so we had 2 architects, 2 general contractors, a lot of people in the kitchen, we'll say, at one time, but the landlord had to close off this entrance and build 2 huge demising walls, close off the warehouse even to section this off. So we were really dependent on when we could get going based on when they were. So we went through the permitting process, but we had to wait for him to get his shell permit before we could even get in here to do our work.
When did they expect to turn it over to us, and when did they actually turn it over to us?
When we first started talking to us, they weren't even sure they were going to be able to turn it over to us until June, and they got it to us in May. So they got us extra time ahead of time, which was great.
Your team kind of took control. You oversee the construction team.
That's right.
May, June, and July?
Yeah, so the moment that the landlord completed their work, we then moved our team in and took it from there, from the rest of the project.
Which is nice that they could kind of take on some of the work that we might traditionally do. Like,
That's correct.
So besides the blocking off the back and the demising walls, what were some of the other things that the landlord took over that we didn't have to look after?
Thankfully, they also made sure that we came into functioning HVAC units, because as you can tell from being down here, it is really hot this time of year. So the first couple of weeks would have been unbearable for our construction team if they'd had to work before the HVAC units were up. So getting that done, making sure we had electrical that was run to our box so that we could get everything fired up and running was really crucial to us. And then even just demoing some of the stuff on the floor so that our flooring contractor really just had to come through, get some light glue off, and then buff and shine. So it's really good.
And so what did we add to the space that wasn't here? Like plumbing, bathrooms, restrooms?
Yeah, well, all interior walls. The bathrooms were done by the landlord, so we came in with functioning restrooms, but we had to add things like the break room, IT closet, janitor space. We added all the interior walls out here and had to drop some electrical for that. And then we had to add the front desk area.
Okay, fantastic. Now, Tim, we're less than 48 hours away from opening to the public.
Yeah.
And it looks great, but there's still a lot of work that's got to be done.
Yeah.
What happens in the next 40 hours or so to get us ready for opening 10 a.m. Friday morning?
So the difference between the last couple days of the open and the first few days open, the first few days are get the trucks in, get the product set to zones, which our visual team does such an amazing job of having zone signs up on walls, and people are just unloading trucks and they're getting told right at the back, hey, go take that to zone 5, and people go drop the boxes there. Then it becomes unboxing, putting furniture together, and getting it all in place. And then the last few days become all the loving touches that make this store pop. So you're going to add your wall art, your your nightstand articles that are on top of that there, and we're just walking around cleaning and making sure our infrastructure is in place from IT standpoint, getting all the APs functioning and the internet up online so that our network is where it needs to be, getting the office part set up, getting the team. So the retail team that's going to run the store comes in tomorrow, and they start getting trained on the space, the flow of the space, and where everything is, and then they'll help do all those finishing touches too when they're done with that.
You know, the good thing about opening a store in an existing market, typically you can transfer a lot of folks who maybe live closer to that store or who raise their hand. Maybe it's a promotion for some. And so, you know, the general manager will be Mitch Dixon, who happened who happened to be our GM of the year last year.
Superstar.
The retail experience manager will be Kathy Ailman, who's been with us for what, 9 or 10 years?
She's a pro. She's been here for 11 years, I think, and she's probably been to 4 or 5 different stores already.
So you got, you know, number 1, number 2, and then you've got an experienced sales staff, some transfers from like the Boulevard are coming here and whatnot. So a great, I'm not exactly sure how many new people we'll have and how many existing, but I know the leadership at the top will be, you know, transfers into this market, which helps really a new store have success. On the new store setup, Tim, there's a lot of people here, but you said there's not even as many people as there were yesterday.
Not even close.
So were you here Sunday?
No, I was here Monday.
So tell me about, like, how many people do we bring into a new store opening by day?
So generally speaking, Mondays are usually when we'll start a store open. This one, because of the size and then also it being a holiday weekend, we wanted to get a jump on it. So we brought a smaller team, but a mighty team. They got a ton done on Sunday. But generally speaking, I would want to say that on Monday, we had as many as 60 to 70 people in here. And that's not all just our employees. We have a lot of partners that come
like Riverside?
And help. No, like say someone from Tempur's here, and like some of our...
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley had, yesterday we had a bunch of people. Jimmy's always here from Ashley.
Yeah, we've got great partners.
We have great partners. They were awesome.
But where do our memory makers come from? Like, are they in visual? Are they in merchandising? Are they on your team?
So I have my entire team here. So my retail construction team that I have, they're all here and they're working, and they'll start by putting up the trim work in the sleep shop so that we can put the signage up afterwards. So they spend a lot of time doing that. The visual team they pretty much, it's all hands on deck. So they come in from everywhere, from out east, down south, the Charlotte market, and they'll come here and they are unloading the trucks there, and really the assembly is the key. So Janet does a great job of making sure we have enough people here to assemble the amount of pieces, and then operations sends some people as well, I think, from time to time to assist with that. And then once we get most of it assembled, we'll take some of the people that have traveled further away, and we'll send them on their way, and then it's mostly Charlotte market people that stay the entire.
So they'll come in, they'll stay in hotels, we'll feed them, take care of them.
This is the best eating of the year for most of us. Like we eat like champions at these things. For sure.
You know, I feel like we've had a lot going on this month. We had the Home Furnishings Expert Soiree, which we just completed a 6-episode series.
Which is also good food, by the way.
Yeah, very good food at Steak 48, which we've talked a lot about. and then we had a grand reopening in Fayetteville, which takes a lot of work to get that store constructed, remodeled, and set. Now we've got a soft opening in Rock Hill, and then also tomorrow we'll be in Aiken for a grand opening and ribbon cutting. When you take 50, 60 people out of the org from other stores and bring them here to just kind of hit it as hard as possible, as quickly as possible, how disruptive is it to the rest of the organization? Like what's happening visually or in operations, visual operations, et cetera, in other stores around the town?
Every store has to make a sacrifice across the org in this, because you're not going to have the staff there that can help assemble anything or move a piece of furniture on the floor or whatever. So there's a few days of times where it gets more of a strain on the staff that's left behind there. But everyone understands, hey, this is what separates us. I mean, what we do here in 4 days is so amazing from start to finish, because really on that last day, it's petering down. So it's really what we accomplished in 3 days is a total team effort. And I'll just say the visual team and how they operate this whole process is like just so premier on that.
I'm just thinking about the math. You know, we're a 22-year-old company, Tim, maybe 22, going on 22, I guess. And this is store 33, in your 6-year tenure, or 6+ years, you've opened up nearly half of them, 16 of the stores. So that's a rapid ascension. It seems like we've got this model figured out for cranking open new stores and finding opportunities to open stores. What's been the biggest challenge for Rock Hill? Because I know every store has a challenge and some things that went really smoothly. Like sometimes we don't have internet. Sometimes it could be the permitting could be a challenge. What's been the biggest challenge, and what's gone smoother than you would have expected for this opening?
The toughest part about this project from my perspective was just getting the initial permit. Once we got into the building, we were able, we passed every inspection throughout the whole process. Our construction team did an amazing job. The city was great to deal with. Fire marshal's office was really awesome to deal with. They were very clear on what they wanted, what they needed, and we complied.
Which sometimes isn't the case.
We're friends with them here.
Yeah, that's good.
We love our fire marshals here. From that perspective, everything was good. And I think that we had a little logistical problems where some of the trucks didn't necessarily show up when they were supposed to, when they were expected, and all that kind of stuff. But we always figure it out. We always make our way with it. I think now the bigger challenges are trying to finish up some IT infrastructure, which now you've got furniture around. Yeah. It's probably a little less than ideal at this point. However, again, it's a team effort. We have a bunch of people here that can help move furniture as needed and do all that kind of stuff to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And so everybody just works together. It's not a thing where there's a lot of complaining. Everybody, a lot of people that are here this week are veterans. I look forward to seeing them because I already know when I see that person, stuff's getting done. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we just have so many good vets of this, and they don't need their handheld, and they just go to work, and that's a lot of fun to see.
Well, talking about getting stuff done, we opened this episode with you talking about the salt ring you had. So what is your primary role, Tim, when you come into a new store? I mean, I was going to joke about sometimes you're on trash duty because people don't realize how many boxes, and we say trash, they really go out to recycling or whatnot. Yeah. What's your role when you come into a new store opening?
Chief dumpster diver. It is real. When you are bringing in this much furniture and it's all coming boxed and wrapped and everything, the amount of waste that comes from that, both plastic, cardboard, styrofoam, is an amazing thing. So I have to make sure that we have enough dumpsters outside, that we have a good turnaround of them, but that we're also maximizing how they're filled and that.
Could you charge for them?
So I actually am pretty militant about how they're filled, because I'll get in there and it's like I do a trash lasagna. You have trash, layer of cardboard, layer of trash, layer of cardboard, and you will see me out there jumping up and down to flatten them out.
I have seen that. Maybe we'll go get some B-roll footage of you jumping up and down in the dumpster.
And it's been really hot the last couple of days, but I'm not out there by myself. I have Rick, who's going to be here based out of the Rock Hill store. He helps me on all the stores out there, and then we've had several others kind of come in and out as things slow down for what they're doing. They'll come out and they'll bring trash out. Even one of our partners has been at least bringing the boxes out to us when we're out there. So but it's crucial, because if we don't get the trash out, it backs up in here and it allows you to not have the room necessary to build and then place. So making sure that is handled. I think those were early learnings from when we first started opening stores, was if you don't get that trash part right, there's a lot of unrest. Well, you're on the clock, right? It's got to be done.
And really early on, prior to you, I was oftentimes on trash duty, and we were just trying to get cardboard out. And I've done the dumpster trampoline move quite a bit. Okay, Tim, one of the things that we do for every store opening, I'm wearing the Rock Hill shirt, and this store will be known, as I've learned recently, as the Rock Hill Raiders. We believe that purpose begins with identity, so the GM and the team get to choose the nickname, so they're going to go by the Rock Hill Raiders. But every new store gets a shirt. This is a beautiful shirt. It says number 33, Rock Hill, South Carolina. I'm rocking mine. You probably got yours.
I had mine yesterday, but it's not fit for public consumption today.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tim, final words on just Rock Hill, the new store setup experience. What will you remember? What will you take away from the Rock Hill opening? What are you most proud of with this one?
The teamwork, because this is a big space This is a holiday week, so everybody had a lot of pressure to get this done, get this open so we can enjoy the holiday weekend here, but also get back to your stores so that it's a big weekend at your stores too. And the amount of teamwork that we have going on now is just amazing to watch how it flows and how everybody does their job and gets the work done in such a seamless. This is not easy, but the team makes it seem easy.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a tremendous job, and you and Janet and Manny and y'all and Lynn
Knowles
and
too,
your leadership.
Sure.
So Tim, the total construction time for once we took over took how long? 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. Was that ahead of schedule?
Yes, sir.
And under budget?
On budget.
On budget, on budget. It's hard these days.
Come on budget.
On budget. We like on budget.
We'll celebrate that.
Yeah, we have. It's hard with inflationary areas to come in under budget, but coming in, we used to do under budget for years, and then we got into a few where we were over budget, and then now being on budget, that's a big win. That's what we want to see, but getting it done in 10 weeks is awesome. And then the new store opening, just one more stat for you, from receiving day to, 5 days, 5 total days. So 10 weeks of construction when the box is turned over to us, 5 weeks of setting it up.
5 days. Yeah.
And we'll start King Sales doing business here for Labor Day weekend. So that's phenomenal.
And we've had people coming up to the front door since I got here on Monday, so they're ready. They're ready to come shopping.
Rock Hill is ready for us. We are ready for Rock Hill. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much for this entire team of dozens of memory makers who worked tirelessly to get this new box open. Healthy things grow is one thing we like to say at the River. It's a phrase that we've adopted, and so we were just executing on our plan, our 20-mile marches, as Jim Collins likes to say. And so thanks so much for joining us on this behind-the-scenes episode for the store opening of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.